Hi, this is my introduction or my About Me for SPED 780. My name is Melissa Raymond. My hometown. So I grew up in White Bear Lake, Minnesota my whole life, but I currently live in Scandia, Minnesota, which is a small town 40 minutes north of the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Everywhere you look, you'll see the little red Dala horse, which is a little Scandinavian little horse. They're on every little sign that you look. My major, I have a Bachelor of Science from the University of Wisconsin-River Falls in elementary education and a minor in history. I also have a literacy certificate for grades 3 through 8 from Augustana University. I added that a couple years ago. And after this summer, I am currently taking 2 classes. I'm taking this class, and then I'm also taking a math class. I will be done with all my coursework that I will just have my student teaching in the fall. And then I will be all done with my master's in special education. And I plan to be dual licensed for Wisconsin and Minnesota because I plan to just teach in Minnesota. So I plan to be dual licensed for Wisconsin and Minnesota for cross-categorical and ABS. All of my teaching experience is in Minnesota. This past year, I taught special education in Minnesota. It was my first year. I've previously been a kindergarten teacher, a 3rd grade teacher, a 5th grade teacher, and an intervention teacher. After being an interventionist, I realized I enjoyed working best with students who struggled most because I was a student who struggled with reading. And I had a coworker tell me I would make a phenomenal SPED teacher, so I took her suggestion. I really enjoyed finding what those students that struggled with and really pumping those students up each and every day and just being kind of like a detective to find out what it was that they struggled with and helping them improve from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So my goals for this class, I want to learn how to do action research writing, understand what action research writing is, continue to improve at data collection, look at data critically, and become a stronger teacher. I think as teachers, we all just want to be better teachers because we just want to serve our students the best that we can. I think we just don't want to settle for mediocre. We just want to be better teachers all around. So that's my goal, is just to improve all around to become a better teacher. So personally, I have 2 kids. I have a son named Will who's going to be going into 3rd grade. He's 8. And I have a strong-willed daughter. Her name is Ellie. She is exactly like me, and it's payback. She is 6 and going into 1st grade, strong-willed and independent. My husband is named Mark, and we celebrated our 10th anniversary this past October. We met when we went to River Falls. We lived in the same dorm hall, and we met when he shot me in the butt with an airsoft gun, and we've been together ever since. It was an interesting way to meet. We just added a 2nd German Shorthair Pointer to our family. His name is Oakley. He's this little black dog here. We got him in April. He is the sweetest little thing ever. And he is a stage 10 clinger. He wants to be around us all the time. And he's the complete opposite of our other dog named Barrett, who is right here. And he's 10 and a half. And he wants to have nothing to do with us. So those are our 2 dogs, and they're German Shorthair Pointers. They're hunting dogs. Passions. So I'm a very passionate person about reading and learning about all the new best practices in the classroom. So I think for me, I'm very passionate about reading because I struggled as a child to be a reader. I didn't catch on with reading until about 6th grade. I had to take some summer classes for reading, and my mom considered holding me back in 1st grade for reading. They looked at evaluating me. because of my reading, but there wasn't anything wrong with me. I just was a stubborn child and strong-willed like my daughter. So for me, that's what I always start out by telling my students. I struggled as a reader, but I caught on, and if we work hard at it, we can catch on, and you can be a strong reader just like I am now. But we just got to work hard, and you can catch on too, and I believe in you. I love anything to do with Disney. So my life goal is to get to every single Disney World or in Disneyland in throughout the world. I've been to Tokyo Disney Sea and Disneyland there. I've been to Disney World and Disneyland. I have not been to Paris or Hong Kong yet. So those are places I want to be. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I actually found out when I was 29. I became diabetic after I had my daughter, but I'd like to advocate for diabetes research and researching new diabetes technology. So it's just something I will never be able to get rid of. So I'm very passionate about it. And I'm passionate for my students that have diabetes too, because it's a community. In my spare time, I like to listen to podcasts, garden, fishing, and hiking. I'm passionate about having a growth mindset and goal setting. I encourage my students that we can do anything that we set our minds to. So I always like to set goals with my students at the beginning of the year and check in throughout the year, so that they can remember that, hey, this is what we're working towards, and incorporating parents into that. Because if we don't have a goal, then what's there to work towards? And having like SMART goals and having it in writing. I love to travel and be outdoors. Last summer, we traveled to Hawaii. We have a Bayfield trip planned this summer, Florida for January, and hopefully we can get the kids out to Yellowstone for a road trip in summer of 2023. So those are some of my passions. Fun fact for me, this past year, I returned to the district that I went for K through 12. This was my dream district since graduating from college in 2005. My first year as a SPED teacher was fantastic. I learned so much. I spent the year as a half-time cross-categorical teacher for students in person and half-time as a cross-categorical teacher for students in distance learning online. I had the chance to work with a variety of students. So I had the chance to work with students that had mild to moderately, they were disabled with ADHD, OHD, ASD, or SLD. I'm a little distracted. I can hear my dogs barking. But at times I worked with moderate to severely disabled students in our Setting 3 program, and that's where I learned the most. This program is where I felt I learned most about behavior management routines and like AAC communication, like using our iPads to communicate, or using like cards to communicate with our students, because that's not like working collaboratively with our speech teachers. So just fun facts there. I'm looking forward to working there this year, but full-time in person. So just a little bit about me.